and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for being here. If you're new, make sure you subscribe before you leave, and if you're a returning subscriber, if you haven't already, hit that little bell down below for notifications on when I put up new videos. I upload twice a week. As you're seeing from the title of this video, and obviously from the sea of plants around me, that today's video is probably not my last, but my first plant tour, meet my plants. This is what my current collection is. This is not everything that I own. I have a couple of plants that are more like hanging plants. Just didn't feel like taking them all down because this was already quite the feat getting them all together. But I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a rundown of what I have, of what I'm doing to care for them, what they are. If you guys have interest in plants, please stick around. If you don't care, just exit the video. I won't mind, I won't hold it against you, but I'm gonna just get right into it because I have to be on a call at 7 and it's like 6 and I have a lot to get through. So let's grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's get started. Alright, so I'm gonna start off with this guy here. This is called a ZZ plant and it's one of my new favorites. I actually just spilled soil everywhere. I'm really sad about that, but I shall digress. The ZZ plant is just, I don't know much about like the scientific names or anything. If you are a plant person, a plant mom yourself, I'm new to this journey. I am a new mom and I'm slowly but surely learning. But the thing that I have heard about the ZZ plants is that they are extremely easy to care for. They don't need a lot of sunlight, a lot of water, and that's why I like it. I also really like it because, I don't know if you guys can tell, look at these absolutely gorgeous glossy leaves. They're stunning and I'm just really excited to own this guy. I feel like I have a nice variegated plant down here. Yeah. A nice big one down here. And this is a good plant, I feel like, for beginners, and I'll get into like the easier stuff first. I'm new to this guy. The ZZ plant is new in my collection and we shall see how our journey goes. Okay, and moving on to, I think, literally probably the easiest plant you could ever own in your collection. It is this guy here. This is called a snake plant. They sometimes look like this. There are a couple different varieties. I just got this guy. It's a different variety of the snake plant. When I got this one here, it was probably yay high, and you can see it's given me a lot of growth. I actually think I might need to repot this one soon because it's looking like the roots are kind of ready to pop and it's sort of reached its limit for how big it can grow. Like, I've been giving it the same sort of care. You can see even down here, like the roots are just really ready to pop down there. In terms of care, these guys are so easy. I've left these sometimes accidentally for like a month when I'm traveling, and I've come back to them pretty much the same. I mean, this is a new guy, but they don't need a lot of light. They don't need a lot from you. Actually, overwatering and stuff like that is probably worse. So if you're just starting and you want an easy plant, definitely invest in the snake plant. And they're such a beautiful accessory to any room. I find anywhere I put this guy, it just looks like so much better, and they're nice and strong. I love looking at these ones. They make me so happy. Okay, another super easy to care for one is called the spider plant. Oh, I just realized I have another plant that I did bring in. It's fine. We're fine. This spider plant right now, I think it needs a little bit of water. This guy doesn't need a lot. It doesn't need a lot of sunlight from you. It doesn't need too much watering, but sometimes even if you put it in too much sun, you'll notice like the ends kind of charring a bit. I've moved my location of where I have this, so maybe that's why I'm noticing a little bit more like scorched look on the bottom, but that's just a very easy thing to snip off, and it's just such an easy plant to have, and it's just such like a full luscious looking plant as well. And this one has been with me just as long as the spider plant was, probably going on like a year now, and it's just been giving me like a lot of growth. Oh, you know what, this one also probably needs to be repotted as well. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to the newer plants that I have, and ones that I'm like not as comfortable with just yet because they're new to my collection and I'm learning how they work. This one I picked up is called a fairy cactus, and everything everyone has told me about cactuses is that, or cacti, is that they really don't like too much attention. So I'm trying to just kind of leave this. I haven't watered it since coming back home. They do not like a lot of water. Contrary to popular belief, I find succulents to be extremely difficult to care for. Not that this is a succulent, but one of the reasons that succulents for me are so difficult to care for are also the same reason why cacti are difficult to care for, and that's because they really don't need too much from you, and it also just feels like in some cases that's just not right. I should be watering it more, should be paying attention to it more, but that's just not the case. And I'm really excited to see if it blooms. Fairy cacti apparently will bloom little flowers on top, so I'm really interested to see if I get any of that from this. If not, we're learning each other, we're figuring each other out. And then I have this here. This is called a prayer plant. This one's not looking the greatest because as I've learned recently about prayer plants, I have another one that's been with me for a bit longer and I've had the same issue, is prayer plants are really finicky with water. If you put anything that has too many like chemicals or just straight tap water, apparently they will instantly show that they don't like that. So I've just started recently, I mean as of like today, started using filtered water on them, and I'm hoping to see an improvement. But one of the beautiful things, I mean there's so many beautiful things about this plant, like they have these absolutely stunning designs, colors on them. I have one in my bedroom that's more pink, this one's more purple, and during the day it's gonna look pretty dead. Like right now you're probably looking at that thinking this looks like a pretty sad plant, but at night, and this is the thing that I love about them, they raise up as if they're praying, and I think that is just so freaking beautiful. I really want to get these plants down so bad because I think that they are probably the most beautiful plant I've ever seen, and I would really like for them to like me in return. Okay, so before I forget to mention, you can see how now my prayer plant looks like it's alive again. So this is what I mean by it coming to life at night. All right, so this is my baby palm. I had a palm last summer. It was not a good experience. It died a pretty sad death, but that was just because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. So I'm starting off with this little baby palm. And again, I'm just kind of learning what it needs from me. Palms, palm trees, etc. are more of like a, to me, like a hot summer plant, but then at the same time I don't want to like scorch it by giving it too much sun. So I'm just kind of trying out different locations right now. This guy I think needs a little bit more water from me, like once a week kind of thing, so I need to be checking in on it more, and I'm really hoping that in like a month or two I start to see some new growth and something that can eventually turn into like a big palm. That's my dream, and I would love to be able to like repot this and give it a nice big spot on my balcony. That is like, I love palms, they're just so tropical and cozy, and I'm really excited to have this guy grow with me. Okay, this guy is called a Fiddle Leaf Fig. Again, one of the newer plants that I have, but so far I haven't done any damage to it. It's still in pretty good shape. I haven't seen any new growth though, so I'm gonna have to keep my eye out. Fiddle Leaf Figs are apparently a little bit more of an easy plant to care for. They want more sunlight, more indirect sunlight, but more of an exposure than maybe like. I am still kind of learning about this guy. I really would love to hear some care tips. Eventually I'm gonna have to repot this into something bigger because it's definitely gonna get big. This one is gonna get bigger if I do it right. And I'm really hoping that I do because it's such a absolutely stunning plant and I love the leaves so much. Did I water this one yet? Yeah, this one's still good. Okay, this guy is totally new to my collection. I am so excited. This is called a string of dolphins because the like little plants here, the little whatever they're called, look a little bit like dolphins, and I love dolphins. I've loved dolphins like my whole life. I'm so excited. And look how this one's freaking stunning. I didn't even know that they have like almost like these dandelion type things all over them. That is just like an added bonus of this guy. And so far it's been pretty easy to take care of. I haven't done a crazy amount of research on this. I think it's pretty similar to most of my plants. They like bright indirect light. I'm east facing, I believe, so I get a lot of that during the day, and I'm really just astonished by how pretty this one is. Alright, so this is my English ivy. I would really love to see more growth from this, but it's just super new to my collection, so I don't have like a crazy amount of knowledge on it yet. Oh, I gotta definitely water this one. Yeah, this one needs some water. She's a little thirsty, but I love the look of this. This plant is just gonna get like big and long, and I love hanging plants. I think they're so pretty. And I am just still learning what this needs from me. Right now I have it in bright indirect light, and I'm wondering if it might need a little bit more light during the day. But oh wait, I'm seeing a little bit of new growth down here. Okay, maybe you like where you are. So over here we have my Monstera. I've wanted a Monstera for so long. I actually have like a fake Monstera leaf. But they're so intimidating. They're so intimidating, because I just feel like when I look at it, it's such a beautiful plant that I feel like I'm so scared to do anything wrong to, because I don't want to like kill this plant. It's just so beautiful. I don't want to do anything to harm it. The Monstera is definitely more of a plant that's going to need like bright light, weekly watering. Anything that's too bright is going to scorch the leaves, so I'm trying to find a good area that's bright enough for it, but not too bright so it doesn't scorch the leaves or make the leaves like lose its color. I think I'm still doing pretty okay here. I gave her some water yesterday and she seemed to perk back up a little bit more, and I think I'm even getting some new leaves over here. I don't know, this is what it looked like when I got it, so I don't know if this one's gonna like open soon. It'd be really nice to see. And then eventually I'm gonna have to repot this too, because this is gonna get pretty big if I do you right, baby. I don't want to hurt you ever. You're seeing this giant guy behind me, and this is my pride and joy, but also the reason for a lot of my plant anxiety lately, and it is my bird of paradise. This bird of paradise is a California plant. They're a tropical plant. They are not meant to be in our cold Toronto climate, and yet she is here with me and we are learning about each other. The bird of paradise needs water, it needs sunlight, but it also is super finicky at the same time, and can be prone to things like root rot and sun scorching and all that stuff. And also in the summer I have to be very careful about where I put her, because when the AC is on, if that like cold filtered air falls on her, I feel like, from what I've read, that is just not a good situation. So I'm really trying to care for her in the best possible way. I just love these big leaves. They're stunning, and just so glossy and beautiful. And this guy as well is just already so enormous as is, but could get so much bigger if I learn how to treat it correctly. But it's one of my new plants. I think I've had it for like a week, so there's a lot of plant anxiety around it. She is just as high maintenance as me, and I am learning to share my space with another high maintenance being. Okay, so I'm about to move to my bedroom and show you. I think I have 4 plants in there that I was just a little bit too lazy to bring down, so let's go. Alright, so now we are in the corner of my room where all my pride and joys are. These have been with me the longest, save this one here, but I'm gonna first start with the Pothos. I've had my Pothos for so long, and this is another plant that, in my experience, has been really easy to care for. Given the right light and the right care, you're gonna start to get a lot of growth. I feel like this one probably needs maybe some Miracle Grow or some sort of plant food to really give it that boost. And it's just such a beautiful plant. I love the way this makes my space feel too. It just was, the first time I brought it into my space, just made it feel so alive. And they're not even that expensive of a pot either. So if you have a nice area to put it with indirect sunlight, this guy also needs watering like every 2 weeks. This is one you want to be careful with as well, not overwatering it. That's what makes me so excited. This is my string of hearts. I believe this is a string of hearts. And I have had this for a couple of months. If you are here from the Alexandra Gator collab, you might recognize this plant. And when she first put it here, like I didn't pick this plant myself, she picked this for me. It was like maybe yay long, so you can see just the amount of growth it has given me. And for so long I thought this plant was dying. I thought it didn't like me. I thought we were having a really strained relationship. Look how much growth I've gotten from this. I have found that every 2 weeks watering her is the best. Really making sure not to overwater her. I'm also trying to propagate this plant. Oh my gosh, I think I'm getting a new little baby down here. I'm trying to propagate this one. I'm hoping for another one because I think out of all the plants that I have currently, this is definitely one of my favorites, and we've had such a good relationship, and I seem to know how to take care of it super well, and I just absolutely love how it makes my space feel. It just makes it feel so alive. And I love when I just like can see her in photos or I wake up and she's like one of the first things I see. If I'm gonna have to be quarantined alone, I might as well be quarantined with my beautiful string of hearts. So this guy up here is called a Pilea. I bought this online and it was delivered to me. The Pellet Plant is one that I've wanted for a really long time, and that's because it has these really like long straight stems, and the leaves are just so unique. They're so cute and so unique. But when I got it, it was really smushed down, so I'm really hoping that she comes back from that. I'm seeing a little bit of progress, nothing crazy, but I think I've only had her for like 2 weeks. I'm considering kind of switching where I have her, seeing if she needs a little bit more sunlight, because somebody had said that their Pelea likes more sunlight than I can give them here. I get a lot of bright indirect light here, but honestly past like 12, all the sunshine sort of like passes and I don't really get anything super strong. So I might need to put her somewhere where she can get a little bit more daylight, and hopefully that will allow her stems to grow a bit more or perk up a bit more, because it would be very sad to kill her or to not see her like kind of come into her own. I know I'm talking about my plants like people, but like they mean so much to me. Then here is my prayer plant, my original prayer plant that started this journey. I'm actually seeing her she looks so much more luscious than she did like a week ago, even 2 weeks ago. She had a dead leaf that I cut off. I really think that that is what kind of helped her. And also just being really mindful of where she is. I was very much conned into thinking she wasn't doing well, again, because of, as I said about the prayer plant, they tend to wilt during the day and then perk up at night. And I caught her perking up at night and realized she's doing fine up there. She's actually giving me some new growth as well. And I think that now that I'm switching to filtered water, I might see that sort of like brown crispy edge of hers. I'm hoping that that kind of goes away. Those are my bedroom plants, but so far everyone is doing pretty okay in here. All right, you guys, well that is my little plant tour. I'm really happy that I've taken this on as a hobby. I think I'm gonna stop with what I have for a little while until I figure out how my new plants react to my environment and also how to care for them, because there's a lot of knowledge now that I need to cram into my brain, and each plant is so different and so unique and needs different things from me. But I really honestly suggest getting at least a single plant in your space if you have the light for it. Even if you don't, a ZZ plant is a great option, or even a snake plant, or even a spider plant, because they're so like tolerant of so many different climates, I want to say. I hope you guys liked this video though. If you want me to do something similar, please do let me know. This was fun for me, and it's just been fun to like kind of expand my knowledge a little bit and, you know, really take on being a plant mom seriously. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video though. Let me know if you guys are into plants yourself, if you want to start your plant care journey. I'll see you guys next time though, so don't forget you can find new videos from me every Wednesday and every Sunday, and new blog posts every Tuesday and every Thursday, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
I see no reason why I should ever let you go. I don't wanna wake up if I'm dreaming, because you know